how was he? So matter-of-fact. It punched a hole in my romantic notion of an out-of-body, swept-away experience. It sounded more like comparing hamburgers. He was good, but he's no Mick Jagger. Not enough ketchup. Then they ran into each other a few days later. The girl says, "You'll never believe who I slept with last night. Mick Jagger." Well, how was he? He's good, but he's no Mick Jagger. Betsy Nagel's joke made no sense. How could Mick Jagger not be Mick Jagger? We had recently finished reading Alice in Wonderland, while Miss Zipser highlighted figures of speech and the hipper girls mined the text for hidden drug-related meaning. I liked the story precisely as it read, even if parts of it confused me. This Jagger joke reminded me of the line, "I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then." Weren't you always yourself? Wasn't Mick Jagger, by definition, as good as Mick Jagger? If Mick Jagger didn't define Mick Jaggerness, then who did? I suspected there was some sort of irony at play. We had recently completed a unit on irony in English, verbal, dramatic, and situational. I had aced the end-of-unit test, but I was glad this joke had not been one of the questions. I would have had a hard time categorizing which type of irony applied, and would have had to go with all of the above, an option that always made me feel uneasy, if not outright defeated. I nodded a silent, "That's a good one," to Betsy, as I noticed a tiny splotch of white polish on the navy saddle of my right shoe. I hoped the line monitor wouldn't give me a demerit. Demerits were so humiliating. Not that I had ever gotten one. At lunch, my best friend, Gwen Caddison, told me the same joke. It was going around. Gwen substituted the Who's Roger Daltrey and Marty Balin of Jefferson Starship. So that was it. Not really a joke so much as a game where you slipped in different names. Carrot Stick half chomped, I proposed, "He's good, but he's no Weird Al." Gwen laughed so hard that her tab came out of her nose. Gwen countered, "He's good, but he's no Captain." "Huh? Antonil?" Good one. We went on like that through lunch. The game would run all the way through our high school years. The game where you could talk about having sex with a pantheon of rock stars, swapping one for the other willy-nilly. Eventually, I realized that the joke wasn't about rock stars. It wasn't even about sex. It was about promise and hope. It was about greener grass. Mostly, it was about disillusionment. Chapter 1. "I'm going to have to start wearing my glasses on one of those chains," I said. I was sitting on the bed, propped against 4 pillows, filing the rough spot on a fingernail I had been fidgeting with all day. I stretched my arm out straight, willing my fingers 6 inches farther away. "You know," I said to Adam, "those chains you wear around your neck?" "Like an old lady?" He was slouched on the foot of the bed in his underwear, remote control in hand, adding the latest channels to the box. Netflix, Prime, Hulu, HBO. Behind these icons, neatly arranged on the screen, was a new generation of media tycoons flush with cash and buying shows like drunken sailors. My husband was an agent in the motion picture television department of a major talent agency, his father's. It was part of his job to make sure the agency was selling what the entertainment providers were buying, though entertainment value often seemed the least of the transaction. "I beg your pardon?" I said. "Old lady." "Nothing," he said, as he added the car chase channel to the lineup. But I knew perfectly well what he had said. Old lady. Old. Lady. Old. I thought about filing the rest of my nails to match the newly shortened one, but that seemed several fingers too many to cope with right now, especially since I couldn't see.